Jakarta, Indonesia.
I'm from Brazil, from a city called Rio de Janeiro.
I'm from Vietnam.
I'm from Argentina.
We only had one season, so that was the difference between there and here. It was very hot, all 365 days of the year.
It's partying, you know, back in Argentina we party until 4 or 5 a.m., maybe even past the sunrise.
I feel that we have a really good sense of community there, and growing up with the same friends and my family being around was very interesting. It was very nice.
It gives me a lot of different experience because Vietnam is divided into three parts, and each part has a different culture.
We bond over soccer, which is football back in Argentina, and yeah, we have like just so many different things that unite us.
What I miss about Vietnam mostly is of course, my parents, because they live there and I can only see them like twice a year or once a year. And I also miss the traditions, missing the celebrations of traditional holidays.
What I miss most about home is absolutely the food.
The food.
The food.
The spices.
The food is amazing. We bond over food.
Sorry, Americans, but the food here is not the best one in the world. And where I'm from, food defines a lot in our culture. So I think the food from my mom, the food from my grandma, yeah, that's the thing that I miss the most.
It was my dream to go to the US when I was young.
It's always been a dream of mine.
I would say that was basically because my major business in Brazil is we don't go in depth, so we don't learn everything that I wanted to learn from this major. So it was basically me trying to figure it out, what is the best place to learn business, and after gap year, I guess I decided that LMU would be the best place.
It was like my mother actually, that in my last year of high school, she asked me, have you ever wondered about like studying abroad? Until then, like I haven't really thought about that, you know, like my plan was, I'm just gonna keep here, you know, with all the people that I love so much and enjoying our culture. But that was like a small seed that she planted.
When we talk about the US in Vietnam, it was always about big cities, like industrial city like New York or Chicago.
Ever since I was in middle school, I've always known that I wanted to study here. I wanted to gain a more worldly experience. You guys say, how are you as hello? And that's not something I was really, I didn't grow up with that, so I would like stop and say, how are you, and start a conversation, but people would just walk by me. So that was the biggest surprise for me.
What surprised me when I came to the US was people here were way more friendly than I thought. I was born in Poland, and I've been to many countries in Europe, and I felt people in Europe, they're a little bit less friendly than people in the US, and I was very welcome here.
My biggest difference was seeing that people want to learn more about your culture. They are curious. They just want to know where you're from and what you do, what's the difference between your country and the United States. I think that was the biggest difference, yeah.
But when I came here, like specifically to LMU and LA, right, I was suddenly like interacting with people from 80 other countries. So that definitely surprised me a lot. And then the whole culture shock, that's very true.
I would always visit my friends and go on a road trip.
In Argentina, we don't have such a thing as Thanksgiving, so I'm just like open to whatever happens, I guess. In the past, I've attended the OISS Thanksgiving dinners, which are really nice, so you get to meet back with the whole international community.
Last year, I had the opportunity to spend Thanksgiving with my best friend's family, and that was so homey for me that they welcomed me into their home.
This is going to be only my second Thanksgiving that I spent here, but the first one I had an amazing opportunity to go to my friend's house, and that was the first time, which was a bit scary, having like 50 people in the same room. But right now I'm going to another friend's house in Chicago, so I guess, I don't know, I think what I would say is I try to be around American friends to spend Thanksgiving.